Let's get one thing straight. Mature skin doesn't need less makeup. It actually needs smarter makeup. And I feel like a lot of people focus on, okay, less is more with mature skin, which, you know, is the case to a certain extent. But realistically, you could still be using the wrong products or the wrong technique and you're still using less makeup, but it still doesn't make the difference that you need. It's not just about making a change, it's about making the right change with mature skin. It's so easy for people to reach a point, and it's very common, and you've probably heard this a lot, that you reach a certain point in your 40s. It could be at any time because it's different for each person. And all of a sudden your makeup that you used to wear just stops working. And it's not because their skin is worse, it's because the way your skin behaves changes. I know it's very easy to think, my skin is bad now because what was working before isn't working now. It's not that at all. It's actually because your skin is behaving different with different products. So you need to just change things a little bit in order for it to work. It's almost like changing things to get back on track. And unfortunately, it's going to be the case for a little while now as you start aging. But, you know, you get used to that change and then you know what you need to do the next time. You know, you're not so scared by it. So today I'm going to break down skin tints versus foundation. And it's going to be in a way that actually helps you decide whether you should be using skin tints or whether you should be using foundations, or when you should be using skin tints and when you should be using foundations. Look, this whole video is definitely not based around the fact that mature skin has to always wear less makeup or barely their makeup or sheer makeup, you know, because I just feel like there's this whole thing around as you get older you need to wear less makeup. I mean, we're going to reach the point then, aren't we, that we're just like, what do we apply? Is there anything left to apply? But you still want to apply makeup, you still want to look good, you still want to make yourself feel confident. So this isn't one of those videos which is like, oh, go for the sheerer products, always go for this, let's just, you know, rein it in a little bit. This is just genuinely talking about what works for you and what needs to change when it comes to your makeup choices. I'm going to explain how these products sit on the skin, how they work with your skin, why it can look incredible at 9, 10 a.m. and then just awful at 3 p.m. So I'm going to explain all of this to you. And then you're going to be able to figure out what to use so that it works best for your skin. Now, if you do like this kind of detailed educational format, then please do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and hit the bell button because it means you won't miss my next video. So getting right back into it, let's talk about what mature skin actually means for makeup. When we talk about mature skin and when you hear people say mature skin, and I've done this myself when I'm talking about like oily skin, dry skin, I'll add in like, oh, and then there's mature skin, right? Let's be honest, it's not actually a skin type in the sense of like, oh, what do you suffer with? I suffer with oily skin. Oh, I suffer with, like, I've got combination skin, or I have dry skin, or I have mature skin, because mature skin is such a, it's not enough to just say mature skin and fit everyone in their 40s, 50s and 60s in there, because every one of those people is going to be dealing with different types of mature skin. There are so many different versions of it. We're talking about a set of changes that occur, how they affect the skin. Over time, your skin typically becomes thinner, right? It holds on to hydration less, and it also has more movement lines. So like, you know, the fine lines, the wrinkles, all these things are appearing and they're slowly settling in, especially around the eyes and the mouth area, because look, I know I get treatments done and everything, but that's because that's my preference, you know, but it doesn't mean I don't have fine lines. It doesn't mean that I've always looked like this. My skin was a lot tighter before, you know, a lot firmer before. And everyone's different. Everyone ages at a different pace, you know. I haven't managed to erase fine lines. It just, you can't do that. Okay, obviously if you have a facelift, I haven't had a facelift. You've got to figure out what works for your skin. I still deal with the issues that a lot of people deal with in their 40s. Base makeup, like your foundation and everything, right? That is a film sitting over your skin. If that film is too thick, too dry, or too stiff, your skin is going to show you that. It will crease, it will separate, it will cling, it will look textured, right? Those are the ways it's going to show you that your film of makeup that you have on your skin, your base, is too thick. That's why the conversation that we're going to have is not so much, is it skin tint or is it a foundation that you need? Because it's not like one of those is automatically more mature skin friendly. The real question, I think, is how flexible does your base need to be and how much correction do you realistically need based on your skin type. So let's talk about the real difference between skin tints and foundations, just so that you understand and we're all on the same page. Skin tints and foundations are not different because one is lighter and one is heavier. They're different because they're built differently. Skin tint is usually designed and built to behave like skincare. It tends to have lower pigment. It tends to be more skin friendly in the sense that it has ingredients that are that are good for the skin. It's also a little bit more flexible and has a little bit more slip than a traditional foundation. They have a lot of pigments in there, kind of emollients to give it more hydration so that the skin looks more hydrated than it does more covered. A foundation is usually built to be a proper like layer of film over the skin. It tends to have more kind of pigment in there, so more color, more coverage you will generally get, and it's, like I said, built to be more of a film, so it's a bit thicker in formula. Basically, it has ingredients in there to help it set and last longer, which is why it tends to sometimes be a little bit drying on the skin. Now, the thing is, depending on how you set that specific product, that is what is going to determine how it sits well on your skin. It isn't just whether you use a skin tint or whether you use a foundation. It has a lot to do with how you set it as well. It's either going to be your best friend or it's either going to be your worst enemy. And I think how you set your base is really ultimately what's going to do that for you. Now, if you do like this kind of talk, then please do head on over to the Beauty Breakfast Club. It's my online platform, which is all about beauty, a little sprinkling of wellness, mindset, fashion thrown in. I think you're going to love it. There's lots of kind of beauty reviews on there, new products that have released, and you'll see a lot of them there first before you see them here. A lot of kind of newsletters that are talking about trends, about how-tos, tutorials, and a lot of over 40 stuff as well. Every newsletter is written by me. It's free to subscribe. That gives you access to most of the site. But if you actually go for the paid version, it's the same as getting yourself one coffee a month. And that basically gives you access to the whole site. It unlocks everything. And the best bit is you get to join the group chat where I am as well. And everyone's really kind of like friendly on there. We all kind of share pictures of our makeup and stuff like that. And everyone's helping each other out and trying new products. It's just a room full of like-minded people who love the same thing, beauty. And if you have any questions for me, you can ask me and I'll answer them. Now, skin tints generally will look more flattering immediately when you apply it. And the reason for that is genuinely because they go on very thin, right? They're not designed to just cover everything up. They move easily with the skin. They don't settle in and like, they're not built the way a foundation is built, which is why they don't just sit there and then dry up and grab hold of the place. Their immediate priority of a skin tint is not to set and stay there all day. It moves and it's very flexible with the skin. And that's why initially when you first put it on, your skin will always look so good and healthy. That's how it's built. It's built to be able to give you that result. Many of them are very radiant and natural, so you're going to get that nice light reflecting finish from it. It isn't a thick product. It's quite a thin product, so it goes on much lighter than a foundation. And because of the light reflection, that actually makes you focus on the glow rather than the imperfections in the skin. So it gives the illusion of more healthy looking skin. That's why when you're dealing with drier skin, skin tints are generally a bit more forgiving on the skin because it's exactly what your skin needs. But then at the same time, this can be frustrating for people because it doesn't necessarily wear great for everyone. It really does, again, like I mentioned earlier, depend on your skin type. If you are dealing with a lot of dry skin and dehydration, I would say skin tint is a good option for you, but it doesn't mean you don't have to wear foundations, and we'll go into that. Now let me talk about some of the problems that you can get with skin tints for mature skin. A lot of mature skin that you get, and again, like I said, this should just prove the point that it's different for everyone. Everyone has a different type of mature skin. A lot of mature skin is also uneven in tone. It's not just about the dryness. It could be broken capillaries, it could be sunspots, it could be pigmentation issues that you deal with, it could be discoloration around the mouth or like eye area. So there's so many other issues that you have that maybe a skin tint isn't going to deliver for. Realistically, a skin tint isn't going to correct those issues. A skin tint will soften things. It won't correct issues. What happens is a lot of the time people will start trying to make a skin tint behave like a foundation because they love the feel and the immediate look of that skin tint. They'll just start piling it on and making it thicker, but it's not made for that. And before you know it, you're piling it on and you're looking for it to correct issues that it's just not going to correct. And then it ends up looking wrong on the face because you've just got too much of something that wasn't meant to be used in that way. At the end, the result can be that you get that kind of nice flushed look on certain areas of your face, but the areas that you've layered it up and maybe added too much, it can end up looking really creased because it's not meant to deal with those issues. It's meant for radiance, you know, it's not meant to eradicate fine lines or to like really kind of stay put, and it's not meant for longevity. It could be that you end up constantly touching up through the day because you've started off in the wrong way. And that's why skin tint is great for some people who are mature because they're not dealing with some of the issues that maybe you're dealing with. And this is what I said earlier. You've got two people here, right? They've both got mature skin. You've got one which has slight dryness, some dehydration, and that's it. They've got even skin, right? Then you've got another mature person. They have dryness, but they also have uneven skin. They're dealing with pigmentation. They've got a lot of creasing around the eyes. Two very different scenarios there, but they both have mature skin. And this is why you really need to look at your skin type and analyze your skin and see what it's like before picking what you want to use to deal with those issues. So a skin tint isn't really going to be the answer for both of these people, because even though they both have mature skin, the skin tint is not going to correct any issues that you're trying to correct. It will just give you the radiant look, the hydration, and that's it. And I feel like this is why foundations get a bad reputation for mature skin, because people just assume it's just too heavy for mature skin. That, oh no, you should not be using a foundation, which I think is wrong, because I feel like a lot of the time it's the way you use it rather than the fact that you're using a wrong product, because I don't think it's a wrong product. I think it could be just the way that you're using it. I think foundations get blamed a lot of the time for mature skin because they think it equals a heavy product, and that isn't the case. Not anymore anyway, not like it used to be back in the day. The truth is, I feel a lot of people apply foundation like they're painting a wall. And it's such a shame, because it's a product that kind of already is built to give you the coverage. You don't need to pile it on to add more. It's like full coverage everywhere, the same thickness everywhere. It's going to be too much, and that's where you get that horrible film sitting on your skin, and it's going to enhance everything that you're trying to actually hide. And this is the thing with makeup artists, what we do is we will not add it all over. We will add it where we need it, and we'll change the thickness depending on what we need in that area. So for example, I know that on myself, I like my larger surface areas to have less makeup because I don't need as much coverage there. But I may go a little bit kind of more with maybe my concealer and stuff around the eye area. But ultimately, I have a very thin layer of foundation on my skin. Another reason why foundation can end up looking quite aging on the skin is the finish of it. A foundation that sets too matte or too dry is immediately going to make you look older. It's immediately going to highlight all of the texture and the crappiness and the dryness in your skin. A matte finish will absorb light. And when it absorbs light, you basically see the surface more clearly. When you have a surface where the light reflects off, what that means is it's bouncing off the skin. It's giving a softer finish to the skin. So it's not looking so harsh. So it's not that foundation is wrong for the skin. It is the wrong finish, the wrong formula, the wrong application, the wrong amount of product that you're using. Those are the things that can be wrong. And also, by the way, going back to what I mentioned earlier with how you said it, it can also be too much powder on top. All of these things make a difference in how that product sits on the face. This is why I don't agree sometimes when some people say, oh, I tried that foundation and I put it on and it didn't last at all day. It's such a rubbish foundation. Like for me, I'm like, hold on a minute, but how did you set that? How did you apply it? What concealer did you use with it? How did you apply the concealer? Where did you apply it? How much of this foundation did you use? How was your skin prepped underneath? How did you actually set it? Because all of these other factors will determine how well that foundation sits on your skin all day. So no, it is not as easy as that is a rubbish foundation. There's so many other factors involved. And a professional makeup artist who knows what they're doing will see that without even having to even look at your skin. Now, if your real goal is to get healthy looking skin, skin that looks hydrated, skin that looks flexible, even, and whatever you use is moving nicely with the skin, then ultimately the answer is you need a skin tint so that it can look flexible on the skin, or you need a natural finish foundation. So you see what I mean? We've got skin tint and we've got a natural finish foundation. You're talking about the finish of the foundation, not just every foundation is not one same type of foundation. And then you've got to think about how you're going to set all of that. If your main goal is correction, covering uneven tone, evening it out, covering redness, dealing with pigmentation, darkness around certain areas, and you want it to stay put all day, then what you're after is control. And the best thing to go for then is a foundation that's built to last all day and built to correct at the same time. Not necessarily full coverage, but a good foundation that targets those issues. And honestly, I feel mature skin, no matter what type of mature skin you have, I feel like sometimes you need both of those. Sometimes you want those days where you want flexible, you want flexibility with your base and you want that hydration. So maybe you go for a natural finish foundation or a skin tint, and some days you do want that control and you need to be able to like cover up certain things, in which case you go for a traditional foundation, which gives you that control and that longevity. Let's talk about how you can wear a skin tint. If you choose a skin tint, the best way to wear it is to not build it up the way you would do with a foundation. A tint should stay thin on the skin. It should be a very thin layer on your skin. If you need to use something for correction alongside it, then you use something else for correction. The trick is to pair it up with something that can correct those areas. So it doesn't mean you have to use one product. It's about being very clever and strategic with your application and the products you use. So for example, you would use a thin layer of tint everywhere and then use a correcting concealer on the areas that you need it. You don't need to keep piling on the skin tint and thickening up the layer because, again, like I mentioned earlier, it's not made for that. So use a correcting concealer, something like, for example, Huda Beauty does good color correctors and concealers. Also, I feel like the Too Faced Born This Way concealers are very good. Even the Western Atelier concealers are very good at correcting as well at the same time. So you're getting that correcting, but you're also getting that concealer coverage as well that you need wherever you need it. I feel like if you end up trying to use your skin tint for foundation level coverage, then that's when you end up getting the worst of both, I feel like, because then you're trying to do something with the wrong product. You know, a skin tint is a skin tint. Use it as a skin tint, right? And just use your concealer as and where you need it. But ultimately, if you want more coverage in the areas that you're using the skin tint, then don't use a skin tint, use a natural finish foundation. If you want something similar to a tint but just more coverage, then you go for a foundation. Now, when it comes to using a foundation on mature skin, stop looking at it as though you need to apply it everywhere. You can use a very thin layer of this too, and you also don't need to apply it everywhere because it is a thicker product. It is going to leave more of a thicker film on your skin, which is why I always say when I'm doing my foundation videos, apply to the center and work your way out. The thinnest amount should be around the perimeter of the face, if that, right? So you are always going to have slightly more coverage along the center and then it fades out slowly. Usually your uneven skin tone tends to be along the center, and that's why we start from the center and work our way out. The second trick is choosing a finish that basically supports the illusion of what you're trying to create. Like if you want smoother looking skin and you want more of that radiant finish, then you're obviously going to go for a more natural finish foundation so that it doesn't look fully matte. Like matte can still work if you want that finish, but it needs to have the right skin prep and also not too much powder on top. And it also needs to be the right type of matte. Like an overly matte finish is just not going to help any mature skin. Let's talk about what to pick if you are confused, because obviously if you still struggle with skin tints and foundations and you're still kind of wondering, oh, I still don't know what I'm supposed to use. So here's the shortcut. If you like your skin and your main issue is slight kind of dullness and minor redness and minor uneven tone, start with a skin tint. If you have more of an issue with your tone, like maybe it's very uneven and you feel like you need something to correct it, then choose a foundation, but wear it like a makeup artist. Very thin layers, and definitely do not overpowder. If you're someone who needs both, then there's no harm in having two products. Have a skin tint for the days that you want a natural freshness to your skin, kind of like natural finish foundation for the days that you want correction and control. I really do hope this helps you to understand it a bit better. Like the reason I wanted to make this video is because I feel like mature skin doesn't have specific rules, and I feel like that's what I'm hearing a lot. It's kind of, there's this narrative being pushed of mature skin should only wear this type of makeup, that you should only use these type of products. And that was kind of annoying for me because I'm 45, and although I'm talking about my own face and me dealing with my own level of aging, which is different to someone else who's in their 40s, I also work on other people. So I am fully aware of the different skin types and the difference in mature skin. There are people who are in their 40s and 10 of them are going to have completely different mature skin to each other, even though maybe they're the same age. So you cannot say that certain products are off limits for mature skin. It just needs you to understand the different products available and what they do, and that's why I wanted to do this video. Once you understand what skin tints and foundations were built to do, you stop wasting money, you stop blaming yourself, you start understanding the products better and understanding why they will work on certain skin types and not on other skin types. And you also figure out how they can work for you and what you need. I really do hope you've enjoyed this today. Let me know in the comments, and if you have any questions whatsoever, let me know. Everything is listed in my description if I've mentioned any specific products, and I'll see you on the next video.